while I'm at my sister's house, look at this. This is a jackfruit, and it grew in my parents' garden in Bangladesh. And my sister went to Bangladesh recently, and she brought it over. It's enormous. It weighs literally at least 15 kilos or so. Yeah, I'd say about 15 kilos. It's incredibly large and heavy. So something like this, if you went to Bangladeshi vegetable shop, would cost about £50. So my sister, I have to say, she illegally imported it. I don't think it's allowed. So the skin is very thick, and you break the skin off, and the fruit is it's yellow colour, and it has a stone in the middle. It's very delicious. It's a superfood. It's considered a superfood, the jackfruit. So I think it's fully ripened. So we'll have some of this. While at my, because I just brought this over to my sister's house, so she'll cut it and share it around for everybody. Yeah. So this is another exotic Bangladeshi vegetable. Obviously, will not grow in the UK, but it's very common in the Caribbean as well. And they have different varieties in the Caribbean, and sometimes smaller ones. And you could actually eat these when they're not ripened. And when they're not ripened, the fruit you'd cook it rather than eating it as a normal fruit, as a ripe fruit. Hello everyone, welcome to my sister's garden. So this is my second sister. So she's got a very small garden, actually, a very small vegetable garden. And let's start off. Look at this chili plant. Look at the amount of chilies that are on here. Loads and loads of them. I'm not going to do a chili test or a chili challenge. Not today. Look at this. These are Naga chilies, extremely hot. I would never do a chili challenge with these. I know there are plenty of people who do. This is a beautiful tree. Look at this. Look at that. Oops. There's plenty of Naga chilies here. Another green one. These are very similar to the Thai chilies, and very common in Bangladesh. So let's have a glance at the garden. So the beds that my sister has is this one here, and there's another small bed on this side. Other than that, everything else are in pots. Let's start on the right. So here we've got, my sister's got tomato plants. They're growing, waiting to ripen, and yeah, just a few tomato plants, but mainly there are beans here. So there's a lot of achocha growing here, so some there. There's the achocha, and they grow vigorously. The vines do, and the achocha grows really well in the British climate, so it's a good thing to grow if you have the space for climbing, that is. She's got a fruit tree underneath these vines. The plants are climbing, and there are also there were some beans climbing the shed, roof of the shed. And here we are. This is the trellis my brother-in-law made for the gourd plants, or fani khodu. Here we are, grown quite big. Yeah, so one common denominator in a Bengali vegetable garden is that there will always be a fani khodu plant or gourd plant, and if you haven't got gourds growing, your garden's a failure by the Bengali criterion, to be honest. So Anyway, some success for my sister. So this is what she picked yesterday. Now, this, look, I just wanted to show you this. Look, it's quite a big basket. It's full of all types of beans and achocha. From a very small garden, this is what is possible. And it should encourage everyone to really, you know, to get into gardening. Even if you have a small city garden, like here, this is, you know, this is a lot of food. It will take you a few days to finish all this, and you can cook, you can do a lot of cooking with this. So the gourd plants are grown in this big wooden box, and there are about, I think there are 5 there. My brother-in-law told me there's 5, so you know, I think that's too many personally. Hopefully he'll reduce it next year. He'll grow fewer gourd plants in this box. But you know, he's used a lot of chicken manure pellets. But you know, it's worked. It's done well. So he's got the gourd. So here are some beans. You can see some growing there. These are unusual beans, of course. Not the type you would see in a British supermarket. And the purple ones. You can see some, maybe able to see a purple one at the back, and it's the back there, and there are more beans there. As you can see, there's 2 types of beans there. So the flat one, the flat bean is a Bangladeshi one. It's very, very common in the Bangladeshi shops, and it's very expensive. You know, you're talking about a minimum of £5 per kilo. You know, for our American viewers, that's about $8 a kilo. Yeah, I would say so. And so here's the amaranth, which my sister didn't actually plant. So this is just grown. It's wild, but it's edible, and it spreads very, very easily. It flowers very early, and these seeds will spread across. And you'd have to manage your garden by reducing this, otherwise you get it all over the place. So here's the other amaranth. This is Dinga, and this is the type of amaranth that's more usually grown in Bangladeshi gardens. It's already flowered, so my sister may want to keep some of the seeds. But this is a very good height. It's above my waist height, so they've grown very well. I know she has cucumbers growing. Oh, the plants are there. I don't think she's had any cucumbers growing yet. They are growing in pots. But I think the best thing in this garden that my sister's grown very well are the chili plants. It's a very beautiful plant. Very, very beautiful. And the Naga plants. This is incredible. So many Naga plants on here, mashallah. Oops, there you go. This one's ripened. They're so hot, extremely spicy. So my sister will be seeding, saving the seeds off these plants, and I did actually ask her to keep some for me because they seem to be very, very vigorous growers. And there's a few more amaranth here, and here's another chili plant. Look at there. Look how many there are chilies, millions of them. Obviously not literally, but. And then there's some ripened in there, there's some red ones. Incredible. Oh, there's another Naga Chili plant. Wow. I wonder how many my sister's, she won't be able to eat all of these. They're just too spicy, so she'll just give them to people. And a lot of gardeners, they don't necessarily garden because they want to necessarily eat everything. It's just the hobby, isn't it? And a lot of us, we just do this because we enjoy it. And of course, to eat your own homegrown is a bonus, and it's organic, and you won't be able to buy this sort of stuff. So it's really, really good. So this is a very small garden, guys, and this is I just want to show you the potential of what you can do in a very small garden. This is what was harvested yesterday. It's great, and this bed during the winter, Here's my sister's kitchen door. So she'll throw vegetable peels, and rotten fruit and veg. And as a result, this is a celery plant. This big plant here is celery, and it's flowered. I should probably try and save the seeds, but I know she's eaten off that already. And by the way, she didn't plant this, it just grew. When it was small, we thought it may have been coriander or some kind of parsley, and then as it grew, we could tell by the stems that it is celery, so she's eaten from it as well. So here's taro, Fani Hosu. Sorry, Hosu, right? Yeah, Hosu. I mixed it up with Fani Hodu. So this is Hosu. She always grows them in the tubs, and you can see even under a canopy where the gourd is growing above, it will still grow. So a lot of plants, obviously, they don't grow well under canopies, and you've got to be very careful about that, because you'd be wasting your time. So, you know, this is just advice to any other Bangladeshi vegetable growers or exotic vegetable growers, that taro can grow under canopies as long as it's not too dark. So obviously you can see there's sunlight on there, but there are some plants, they just don't do well at all under canopies. So as you can see, from a very small city garden, you can grow a lot. And what I'll do is I'll be visiting more vegetable gardens across London, and mainly exotic vegetables such as these Bangladeshi vegetables, and I'll tour quite a few gardens like this across London. I've already been asked by a few people to film their garden, put it on YouTube, I guess, and so that they can show to their friends. So yeah, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, please. And what I'll do, that would encourage me to carry on filming more more gardens across London this summer, hopefully. Okay guys, enjoy. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.